And we are live. We can hear it. We're live. Welcome, everybody, to the 5th episode of Rant Café. This is, wow, I can't believe it's our 5th episode already. We're here with Macklenot, Bryn from Bryn's Fandoms, and Briggs from All Day Anime. And how do you guys feel about episode 5? I think, Mac, you've been here for every episode. Bryn, you've been here for every episode except one. And Briggs, you've been for like 3, I think. So how do you guys feel about this? Are you excited?
Should be the best one yet.
The next one is always the best one. That's the best.
Is that how it works?
Mac, how do you feel, bro?
Oh, that's me. I feel good. I've been waiting for this all week. I was gonna say day, week, all week. I've been waiting for it for so long. I'm excited. This is good.
Yes.
Me too.
My life has been prepared for this moment right here.
I've been training every day.
Right?
To get to
this is it.
Did you guys all get a notification for the stream? Because I did not.
Ha! Yeah, no.
I got one.
Oh,
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes you get a notification, sometimes you don't. So that's what YouTube is today. But
yeah.
I want to say what's up to Creep, Ellen, One Master. I see you guys in the chat. Elf and Silver Armor has already been here a while. We've already been chatting and ranting together. Vector Maximus is here. Who else is here? I think we got some other peeps in here. We got Macklenot. Hey, Macklenot, how you doing?
Macklenot.
Here's the worst. You should kick him.
He's
Kick him.
he is a disturber of the shit.
The shit.
Yeah, so in this episode, guys, we're going to be talking about all the diverse and different many genres of anime and all that kind of stuff regarding that. Which are our favorite genres? Which are our least favorite genres? What is the advantage of having all these different genres? Is there some disadvantages? And other stuff. Whatever you guys want to talk about in the chat, we'll cover that too. Here, we definitely look at the chat. Right, Briggs?
Yeah, I do that. I was horrible yesterday. Oh my god.
Yeah, we had an impromptu stream with Briggs on All Day Anime, and it was a fun time. That was a real rant. We were just arguing. Like, you guys should have seen it. We were arguing about Emilia versus Rem the whole time. The whole time.
It was supposed to be winter 2017, like what we're looking forward to. The first 15 minutes and last 10 minutes of the stream were Emilia versus Rem.
And I mean, it's obviously no contest who's best.
Yeah, Team Emilia, right?
Team Emilia forever.
That's why I like you, Animac, because you're a comedian and you make funny jokes like that. That's good. That's good. That's good.
No, but seriously though, we're gonna get into this, guys.
No,
I'm going to I'm going to make a video on ReZero where I will prove definitively, just like I proved that Lelouch was alive, I will prove that Emilia is best girl. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's get into this whole genre thing. Let me see my notes. Let me check my notes. These are real notes. It's not just blank pages, and I'm not just trying to look professional. So because there are many diverse genres and subgenres in anime, and in manga, of course, what are your thoughts on this fact? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Do you like it? Do you love it? Do you think that maybe there's too much diversity? Let's go to Briggs.
I think diversity is always like awesome in anime. I feel like anime copies a lot of tropes and there's a lot of anime that are very similar to others. So without diversity, we would just get the same thing. And maybe when I started watching anime, I was very into one specific genre. But as I got more into it, I enjoy watching everything now. And I'm trying to reply to Victor Maximus and tell him that Devil is a Part-Timer is unreal.
Yes, I actually enjoyed Devil as a Part-Timer. I really like that. It was cool because it kind of flips it on its head. Like, it starts off as like a really serious fantasy anime, and it just turns into this insane comedy. And it was funny because I saw one on AMV. I think it was a guy called, maybe it was Warlock's AMV, I believe. He did a AMV where it made the anime look like the serious anime, kind of like it was spoofing. It was funny because the AMV makes it look so serious, and with like serious music and all this kind of stuff, and it looked cool, but it's definitely not what the anime actually is. But I thought it was a cool, interesting
It's
angle.
a hilarious, like, slice of life fantasy, like, comedy. I don't know. I really enjoy it, and it's like I'm saying, like, diversity wise, I feel like Devil's a Part-Timer is not a typical anime I would be really into. Like, it's very slice of life, just like the main characters going about their jobs and like trying to make a living like on Earth rather than like their fantasy world, and like surviving and stuff, and just like comedic things that happen like in the room and or like at work. And it's not, slice of life isn't usually a genre I'm into, but for that series it just works, and it's like a series I really enjoy.
Yeah,
And
good
Satan
point.
works
Good
at
point.
McDonald's, so it's what else do you need in an anime, really?
Yeah, it's true.
Sorry,
I don't know if
McDonald's.
you guys could see that, but I got like 3 Devil the Part-Timer Lifetime novels there. Probably can't see it.
Nice.
I'm really into the series.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I wish they had more episodes of the actual anime, personally, because
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
They only had like 12 or 13, and then I had to freaking buy the light novels, but it takes up my time on my subway trips.
Yeah, it's Emmy Best Tsundere.
Yep. Low-key a fan of Cindere's. Another Amelia that is also kind of best girl.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's some classy tsunderes. You have, Haruhi, Taiga. They're good tsunderes. There's annoying tsunderes, but you gotta give a shout out to Taiga, to Haruhi, to Emmy. Mac, what about you? What about the diversity of anime? How much do you love it? Do you have some issues with some of the genres? Let me know.
I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of ecchi stuff, but it's just not my thing. But then again, there's good ecchi, right? But I think I kind of agree with Briggs. Like it's good. You can't have just like one genre. You can't just have, only mecha anime or only, romance anime. Like I think it's good. Like if you can have, say, something like mecha romance or mecha ecchi, something just, to keep it mixed up or something like that.
It's all been done.
Exactly.
I'm sure it has been.
Has there been a mecha ecchi though? Just the robots?
Oh,
Oh, I don't know about that.
If not, it needs to be a thing. It needs to be.
We have some.
you probably
really
find it
good
on the internet.
ideas. Yeah, we have some really good ideas here in Rant Café for new anime. We got to start pitching to studios, guys. Like someone needs to learn Japanese
Right.
because we need to start pitching to these studios.
I don't know. I saw your pronunciation yesterday. I think you have to be the first one to learn Japanese.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I try. I can pronounce the stuff that I know, but the stuff that I don't know, I can't think of. So that's the problem. And don't get me started on reading. But we had Van Maru just rolled into the chat. Welcome, Van Maru. And we have some good discussions going on already. A lot of people are mentioning yaoi, especially Elf. And I will leave that to Mac as the stream goes on, because he is the king.
He
But
is.
in the meantime, let's go to Bryn.
That's not.
Undisputed king.
Yeah.
It's only a thing if you put it on my gravestone, and someone has to pay for it. So
I got
In
you.
ReZero, they need to have the selection for the king. But in Rant Café, there is only one king of yaoi.
Nah, in the world, there's only one king of out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bryn, let's go to you. What your thoughts on different genres in anime and how much the diversity of those genres?
Well, I know that when I first started watching anime, I definitely aired towards certain genres over others. I really did not get into probably any mecha or like action till later on in the game. I was focused on like the comedy aspect and like kind of the lighthearted slice of life stuff. But I like that there's diversity. There should be diversity because it gives you options. And when they couldn't, like we were talking about, when you mix different genres together, it makes cool things and interesting things like sports and boy love. What? Hey, you're Yamanis, anyone? But there are options, right? And that's good for diversity. And everyone will say like, oh, I don't like this, or like, this is way better than the other, and like trash talk each other, because that's just sometimes how the community is. But it's good to have diversity.
And it definitely appeals to different types of people, right? Like you said, like you were really into slice of life, and that's like probably one of my least favorite genres, right? Like it's everything appeals to different people, so they have to try to get everything out there. But then eventually you start like expanding and realizing everything has good series. Because like Max said, like I don't like ecchi. Ecchi and slice of life are two of my like least favorite genres. But then there's No Game No Life with it, which is an ecchi, and Shokugeki no Soma, which is an ecchi, and those are two of my favorite series. So it kind of like counteracts the fact that I don't even like those genres.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I really find the whole idea, and I had that in my notes, about crossing genres, so different genres coming together. And I feel like that is a big thing in anime, and sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. But like, yeah, mixing, like, for example, sci-fi and fantasy and Sword Art Online, or mixing, you know, paranormal with slice of life romance, high school romance, then Haruhi, and all this different stuff. I don't know if you guys, do you have some examples you can think of really good anime with that cross multiple genres? Other than Yuri on Ice, like
Other than Yuri on Ice, what? No. Well, I always feel like action and fantasy usually always go well together, or like shonen and fantasy, those kind of things go well, generally speaking. And of course, like romance and comedy, generally speaking, are hand in hand, or like romance and slice of life.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Going from opposite spectrums, I think you're going to have a harder time like finding, oh no, actually I shouldn't say this, like a mecha ecchi. Like, I don't know if that actually exists out there, but I'm sure somewhere someone has pitched the idea.
I mean, like, not with robots, but there's definitely been like mecha series that are ecchi with people in it.
Right.
Like ecchi wise with the people.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's honestly probably hard to find things that don't overlap.
Yeah, Jonathan Essex is in the chat. What's up, bro? How's it going? Yeah. Do you guys have any favorite kind of overlaps that you can think of specifically, like a really good anime that you liked that's crosses maybe weird genres? Like, for example, like The Devil is a Part-Timer, going from a dark fantasy with like murdering and everything to like a, you know, slice of life romantic comedy.
School Live was pretty good for that. I don't know if any of you guys watched that, but it totally tricks you into thinking that it's one thing. Like the entire first episode, it's like, this is totally normal, like high school slice of life, just really cutesy. Like even the opening is super like, but then by the end, right at the end of the first episode, you're like, oh my goodness, this isn't the same thing I thought it was at all. And it just turns into something totally different. But it kind of keeps the, I guess, more moe aspects of it kind of throughout, but still, like, I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it, but still has the other stuff that makes it crazy. So check out School Live if you haven't seen it already.
Did it pull a Madoka Magica?
Yes.
Essentially, like, oh yeah, cute magical girls, moe.
Yeah.
Thing. And then episode 3 comes along, and you're like, what the fuck? And it starts getting dark and like takes a completely different
Exactly.
path.
Yeah. It's that, but it does that right at the end of the first episode when you don't expect it. You're like, all right, this is, oh man. Just like, it takes like 2 seconds to switch everything. It's crazy. Magical Shopping
Magic Girl
Arcade.
Racing Project. Yeah. That was one that I was going to mention. I was like, that one's one that's like supposed to be all these like cute magic girl one, and then they're like murdering each other. I'm like, round of applause. Yes. So that's definitely a weird crossover, but it works. It's definitely more violent than cute now, but that's okay. That's what they're going for.
Yeah, and we're getting a lot of activity in the chat. Lou Talks Anime is here. What's up, Lou? He's giving us some suggestions. He says Magical Shopping Arcade Abenobashi touches basically every genre. It's great. I've never actually seen that, but that does sound pretty interesting. Magical Shopping Arcade. Also, Ladiga. What's up, Ladiga? He says, Anime Opera, we're at 2,999 subs. Yes, we are. So we're trying to push that 3,000, baby. We're trying to push it live.
During the stream.
We have our friend who writes in Japanese. What up, Japanese writing friend? One day I will understand you and chat with you.
And we'll have a good long talk.
We also have Aiden Bennett, and we have Manso Takeda. So yeah, lots of cool people in the chat talking about some cool things. I was thinking, what's another crossover anime that I really thought was interesting? Like, for example, I feel like there are some, like Toradora would be just slice of life, right?
No.
Wait, what was your example of just slice of life?
Toradora. Or Toradora for...
Yeah, took me a second. It took me a second.
Toradora. For all us English folk.
Okay, wait. I want to put this to rest. How are you supposed to pronounce it, Monsieur?
Toradora.
Toradora. All right. I thought you were saying Durarara.
I thought you were saying Durarara too. And I
That's
was
what I
like,
heard the first
that's
time.
a slice
The
of
whole
life.
time, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Durarara definitely covers a lot of like different genres. Like it's like
That
ends up
one
being
would, yeah.
supernatural and shit, but like it starts off like high school. Like
Mhm.
I don't know, and it's crazy because it's high school students, the main characters, and then it involves like mafia and like demons and shit. I don't even know. Like that really has a lot of different genres in it.
Yeah, Durarara for sure. Durarara is interesting because of that it's a really interesting setup, and I really like. Or would you guys say Durarara? Okay, but fine. Moving on.
Durarara.
But I really like the setup and the characters there. Like some of the characters are really, really cool and interesting. But then like the plot seems to drag to me in that anime, and it's like
Yeah.
almost they try to do too much, introduce too large of a cast, and then it kind of like it's like they don't know where they're going with it. And I say this with authority because Arcada from Glass Reflection said pretty much the same thing in his review. So then I feel like I can just call on him if you guys are like, man, you're wrong. I'm just like, well,
That's your reference.
Arcada is a pretty respected YouTuber and reviewer. So
I agree. I still enjoyed it because, like you said, it's very like I guess character driven, and I enjoyed a lot of the characters, but the plot dragged out and didn't like it. I wasn't even there for the plot sometimes. I think I was just there for like Shizuo Heimojima, Aizaya. Like they had a lot of cool, badass characters in that series.
Mhm. It
We
went
got
on really
Jake.
long. That was
We
my
got
point.
Jake.
It went on
sorry.
I was just making a side comment. Durarara went on too long.
Yeah.
It was just too long.
And there was too many gaps. Like it was like a 4 or 5
Yeah.
year gap in between seasons. So I had to go back and rewatch everything in order to watch the new season.
Yeah.
We got Just Who Exactly and Jake Lewis in the chat. What's up, guys? And our Japanese friend says Eureka 7. I understand that part. So I actually did, or Eureka 7. I actually didn't like Eureka 7 much because, again, like, but even worse than Durarara, it has a nice setup. Like, I like the whole world that they build. It's very interesting. Very cool characters, like that group of kind of outcasts that the main character is Renton joins. And I find a really interesting setup. And then again, the plot just drags. Like, I feel like I don't care about the plot. It's just too long. It's disjointed. So yeah, that's another anime that I felt really suffered from pacing issues. I guess pacing would be the word.
That's a good word. That's
Mhm.
probably the right word too.
What do you guys
Other-
like? Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead. I was gonna change like the topic kind of. I was like talking to one of my friends yesterday, and he was trying to find like genres for a top 10, and he was asking me what I think the most popular genres are, and I want to get your opinions on that. Like, what do you guys think the most popular genre is, or genres?
I'd say probably ecchi and whatever Dragon Ball Z is. Imagine both. Oh my god.
Mhm.
Oh.
Oh.
So like shonen and ecchi series, I guess you're saying. I said
Yeah.
shonen as well.
For sure there's a lot of shonen.
Yeah.
Maybe because they're just so long running. Generally speaking, they're pretty long running. So maybe that's why it feels like it's pretty popular. Because they're
Because
the
there's
ones
always fans for it.
right? There's always going to be the people that are going to be rooting for it.
Yeah, there's always that one guy who's into One Piece, and he tries to
And-
get all his friends in Rant Café to watch One Piece so he can talk about it.
And he's
But
right
no one else wants to do
100%.
Based
Because it's
on
the
a
best
true
series.
story.
True story.
Lou Talks Anime says ecchi plus Dragon Ball Z equals Kaijo. You're not
Well-
wrong.
Ecchi plus shonen equals Shokugeki no Soma. A good cross right there. Food Wars.
I still need to watch that. I watched episode 1 and I'm like, wait.
No, you need
What?
to give it more than one episode.
Oh, I know.
One-
I know.
I
yeah.
dropped it. I dropped it after the first episode, and then eventually, so many people were like hype about it. I'm like, okay, I'll give it more of a chance, and it's unreal.
Gross9 says that he loves One Piece, so there's your boy.
Best G.
There's your boy. And Jake Lewis says that sports and mecha are his favorite genres. So yeah, both cool genres. When are we gonna mix those two together? Like a sport that can only be played with mechas, like some kind of mecha Quidditch. Like that would be a good anime, right?
That would
Mecha
be
Quidditch.
that would be really cool. We're making that next anime idea.
Yeah, so much good ideas, guys. So many good ideas. Only at the Rant Cafe. By the way, earlier, Elephant Silver Armor was saying before the stream started, he was like, "You guys never rant. You just talk all politely. Why don't you ever argue?" And I told him, "Well, you should have been at the all-day anime stream yesterday, because that's where the ranting happened."
You can rant without being rude.
Toad told me to get out of my own stream. Like he
Get out of my own stream.
He's like, honestly, I'm kicking you out of the stream. I'm like, it's my stream.
Lutox Anime says sports plus mecha equals Gundam build fighters. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. And then Jake Lewis says that he thinks that there's a basketball and mechas mixed together. Can't remember the name though. I've never heard of it. But yeah, that will be an interesting thing. Oh, by the way, guys. Dawn of the Dead, The Walking Dead, plus Ecchi, High School of the Dead.
True.
Yes, probably.
True.
Yeah.
That is one of the, I think, most blatant examples of like two genres that you wouldn't think would go together, and they just like splash it together and they're like, deal with it.
Just like
More like you hope it would never get put together, and then it did, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess it's still good.
okay.
It's funny because I feel like everyone knows it's like not that great of a series, but I still enjoyed it so much. I've watched it in Japanese and in English just to compare to which one I like better. I've watched it like 3 or 4 times.
High School of the Dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother actually wrote an essay for school about it. Like he was getting all academic about it. And I was like, yeah, that's why I watched it too. I watched it for the
No, it was honestly just pure fun. You can't take it seriously, but it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, and that is, I think, one of the strengths of anime, because I feel like you don't really, in mainstream Western media or Hollywood, see that kind of like crazy genre mixing. Like, did you hear about that manga? What's it called? Girls und Panzer.
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched it. I just like saying it. Girls und Panzer.
Yeah, Girls and Tanks.
Yeah.
Girls and Tanks.
Oh, yes. Okay, now I've heard it. Yeah, when you said that.
It's like a Japanese title, but like German. But yeah, who thinks of that? Like, you're not gonna find like a popular Western series or something that kind of blends such crazy things together, like moe girls and tanks. Like what? And
yes.
But yeah, so I think that's a strength of anime. But one thing that I was thinking about is also, could like so much diversity be a weakness of anime? Because the thing is that obviously we're moving more towards, many would argue, financial sort of orientation. And of course, mixtures of genres, they'll have like a niche following, but not a huge following. So do you think that by focusing on so much diversity and kind of putting energy in all these different and finances in all these different areas, that what's going to happen is that these small studios, or these like studios with that are being more experimental, might suffer because they won't be able to earn the money they need, and then as a result, only the mainstream studios are going to succeed, which is going to lead to the same kind of cookie cutter popular anime being made again and again, like we have, you could argue, in Hollywood with Hollywood films. And many are already arguing that we're getting to that point where it's all just like getting very like, mainstream. You got your harem, you got your fantasy, you got your overpowered guy that everyone loves for some reason, you got your best girl. Right. Yeah. So like a lot of people are become very jaded and cynical about what the anime industry is becoming already. So how do we preserve that diversity then? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like that's already happening. Like people like studios are like very much so going for like the sure thing, what they think is gonna sell based on what's like sold previous seasons. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed like a pattern. I feel like if one show is popular, like the hit show of the season, the next season there's a bunch of copycats because they know people are just going to view it. And I feel like that's something like it has to do with financial, because at the end of the day it comes down to selling and making money. But also with the diversification thing, it could be like you were saying, like what could be the downfall of diversification in anime? It could be like, because you said it's not happening so much in westernized anime, so it might be hard for us to bring in more fans because they're so niche and so like so many different genres that don't appeal to that many people.
Yeah, it's true. That's the thing. Like, niche is great because it brings diversity, brings all these different things. But the problem with it is that that's just what it is. It's niche. So sometimes a niche series or something will take off and it will gain mainstream popularity. But often it'll have like a narrow following, but it won't be able to kind of move beyond. That's why many anime that I think are great end up only having like 13 episodes, right? Or like 10 episodes, and then they never renew them because it was just too different from like the norm and the usual, which is like sad because I feel like a lot of these anime have potential. And yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one. It's a hard one.
So true though. So many 13 episode series we've been getting.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately.
And then I gotta go out and buy freaking light novels, which I don't mind supporting. I just don't prefer reading.
I know that.
I feel like there will always be certain genres that will be popular over others. Because I think even if you're not an anime person, you don't. Something like Attack on Titan is like pretty big because it's crazy and it appeals to non-anime people too. So I think industries are like, hey, psychological, like, ooh, kind of gory and crazy. That would be a good show for not only anime people, but for all anime people. And with Studio, stupid them, they made what's it called? Kamen Rider's the Iron Fortress, when they could have just made another season of Attack on Titan. But they're like, no, we got to wait because we got to save our money and print money later on when we feel like doing it.
Yeah, I don't get that either.
Yeah.
I don't get that either. Like, I would rather have more seasons of popular anime if they're popular, and just kind of continue that story if it's a good story, than have a bunch of copycats. It's so obvious, even if you look at like the promotional imagery, like just the poster or something, you're like, wow, I know exactly what you're going for, exactly what you're copying. Like,
the amount. Remember, like when Sword Art Online came around, the next even it's still coming out to this day. The amount of copycat like stuck in a MMORPG is ridiculous.
Yeah, and even like Blue Exorcist, like the promotional material to me looks very much like Sword Art Online.
I feel like I could see the look, but the premise and everything is very different.
No, I know, but I'm saying I think they're trying to market it as, oh, if you like Sword Art Online, you're like this, and then you kind of trying to draw you in. But like,
exactly. They're both animated by A1 Pictures, so they have a very similar look, and I feel like they're definitely trying to market it to like fans of Sword Art Online. I agree.
Assassin Gaming says, can we please get a remake for Akame ga Kill? And yes, now that you asked me, I have that power. So it's happening.
Nice.
That's his GS.
That is his
Imagine.
power.
Imagine if you had the power, your Gia's power was to have any anime you want created. Oh.
What would be your first, like your first season 2 that you wanted?
Season 2?
Or like continuation?
Cowboy Bebop.
I shut you down last time when you said that, actually.
I know, but I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it.
Oh, I'd still love to see it, but I'm happy with how it ended. What about you guys? If you had to have another season of something, what would you have?
Either High School of the Dead or I gotta think of another one. I'll let Bryn decide.
Yona of the Dawn or what was it? It blanked. Snow White and the Red Hair.
I actually haven't seen either of those shows. Do you recommend them?
You have unique taste, Bryn. I feel like no one else would have mentioned those.
Snow White. I didn't watch all of what was it? Snow White with the red hair, right?
Yeah, with the red hair. Yeah.
Okay. I was interested. I watched like the first 3 or 4 episodes. I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then did what I do with every anime and forgot about it. And
then it's gone.
Life
I feel you.
Yeah.
Vector says he would like to see another episode of Blue Exorcist, another season of Blue Exorcist. Isn't another season coming out?
Yeah, next winter 2017.
Yeah, Vector, winter 2017, and Blue Exorcist is coming back. I learned that from All Day Anime.
Yup. So like honestly, like 2-3 weeks, I think.
And Lou said something. He said, the business model for anime distribution in Japan is hurting the industry more than anything. I think anime studios should have a role in production committees by default instead of being commissioned.
I agree. Because I think you told me that actually, Animax. Like they have like a preset wage that like they're guaranteed for when they use the series, but depending on how popular it is, if it's a really popular series, they don't actually get paid more. So like I don't know if I think you were the one who told me that.
Yeah, like so if like the guy who already had a really popular series next time has a second series, then obviously he can ask for more because he's like, I've proven my model to you, I'm proving that my stuff is successful. You have to give me more money now. But if you're a small time animator making a manga creator getting an adaptation for the first time, you will only get a certain fee that they think is reasonable, and then it doesn't matter how much it actually makes, whether it's 1 million or 100 million, you're still going to get just like your fee.
Yeah.
That you got. So then if it makes 200 million, then they might come back to you and say, hey, you have another series for us, and then you can say, okay, but this time give me more money. But still, like by the time they create an anime that it airs, and then they're like, oh, we're going to create another anime, it's much too slow a process. It needs to be, for sure, I think there needs to be some kind of reform in the industry in terms of encouraging manga creators, new manga creators to be able to get into the industry, encouraging new animators, because I really fear, and we talked about this last week in the Future of Anime Rant Café, but we talked about how if the industry is so hard to break into, if you're being new in the industry and you don't have a name for yourself yet, you can barely make ends meet, you have to work like 16-hour days. How are you going to how long are you going to keep trying before you just try something else? You're like, oh, okay, I'm sick of this. Like it's my passion, but I need to pay the bills. I'm just going to be an engineer or be a janitor or whatever, so I can pay the bills. Yeah. So that is, again, the danger of kind of pigeonholing anime into that one model. Oh, this is what makes money, whether it's the moe or whatever, because then we're going to have a cookie cutter industry. And that's something that definitely scares me, because the reason that I love anime is because it is different from Western shows and animation, culturally different, but also stylistically different. It's unique. Like we said, that diversity, you don't see it everywhere. So, and like where you do see it, like someone like Quentin Tarantino or, the Inception movie Matrix, all of those were in many ways influenced by anime.
Yep.
Right. So in fact, anime has been influencing Hollywood. The many of the unique movies that we like and appreciate were influenced by anime. So it's like, I really fear if anime becomes just a cookie cutter industry because of the bottom line, then like we're all gonna become just those nostalgics. They're like, man, anime used to be good and now it's crap.
I think me and you, Animac, are already kind of in that genre.
A little bit. Like there's, I still have hope, but like
I still watch like some stuff, but I'm still kind of in the past a little bit.
Yeah, me too, because I do watch some stuff too, and you sometimes you find like a gem, like One Punch Man, but I just feel like overall, if you look at like newer series, most of them are mediocre. Not much of it like speaks to me. Mm-hmm. Like Kill la Kill did, but that's already 2012 now, right? So yeah, I don't know. Bryn, you watch a lot of newer shows, right? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I like keeping up with the newer things, but there's a lot. Like, it's just a lot, right? There's a lot of content to watch, and that is being produced. So you do have some good ones, but you do have to kind of see what does well, so to speak. Because Kill la Kill was good, like there were a couple good ones these past couple years, like One Punch Man, things like that. But shows that I find interesting might not gain that popularity till later on, because it needs time for people to be like, oh my gosh, have you heard about this show? Look at this. And so, yeah, I watch a lot of newer shows, but I do like going back and watching some of the later ones because they're good. It's just in a different way, but there's still good quality anime out there. You just have to find it.
Yeah, I agree. Like seasonal wise, I think there's a couple of gems every season, but overall it's just a lot of there's a lot of anime and it can't all be good, and it really isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the danger, right? Like it has to be about quality, not quantity. Because if you want quantity, that why would you? There's a lot of stuff going on, but if you're producing these animes, just chugging them out, and not actually spending time on them, not making them mean anything, they're going to be forgotten in a year, in 2 years. Like, how many Cowboy Bebops are being produced today that we're going to keep remembering in 10 years and 20 years, right? So that is the fear. And someone asked in the chat, if Trump was an anime, what genre would he be? And I think it would be a mecha harem ecchi.
Trump the anime.
I would definitely think it would be an ecchi.
Yeah, like, cause he likes
Nice hair on ecchi.
he likes to be strong, and he likes women. So
He likes to grab things.
Yeah.
I
So
won't say what things, but he does.
Yeah, things. Or it could be a warfare anime.
yeah,
Mhm.
ecchi warfare. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
But it has to have ecchi. Come on,
for sure.
give me an incentive to watch the Trump anime.
Gotta lure people in with all that Trump fan service. All the
Yes.
toupee.
But they should make Trump look like a really like beautiful, thin, pretty boy, kind of like a Lelouch, just like just to be ironic, just like yeah. What are some of the weirdest genres that you've come across, in your opinion, or most unique or weird in kind of like creepy way, like I don't know, like bondage or something? I don't know.
bondage.
I don't know why you kids watch today.
What you youngins, whippersnappers are watching.
I'll watch my Dragon Ball Z and Digiman. I don't know what you guys is watching nowadays.
I watched the first 2 episodes of Digimon for the first time ever, like a day ago or 2 days ago, and it was pretty great. Pretty great.
Have any of you dabbled in the world of Yuri anime, but like not like Yuri on Ice, like actual Yuri or yaoi?
No.
Admit your deepest. Admit. Admit. No,
I
I
don't
think
think
that
I have.
yeah, I feel like those genres are definitely like a niche kind of genres. Like
Yeah.
ecchi is kind of generalized. It's just a general category, right? But it's like
Yeah.
Yuri is a very specific targeted people. They're targeting a certain specific audience for those type of shows. So I think, I don't know, that was the question, but that's
I think
definitely an interesting
Every
field.
once in a while, yeah, for sure. Every once in a while, you'll be watching a series, and then like you don't realize it's Yuri or Yaoi, and halfway
Mhm.
through something happens, and you're just like, wow. A little bit. I can't think of the name. I can't remember the name. I was watching one series where like episode 7, mind blown.
Mhm.
It was still a great series. Like I continued to watch it. I really enjoyed it, but I can't remember the freaking name. It was a long time ago, but it blew my mind.
There was one, I forget what season it was, but it was. How do you even explain it? There were like 5-minute episodes of. It's almost like Boyfriend Simulator, and it's like, did you see it?
I
It's
know
like,
what you're talking about.
no, but I mean, it's like it's the perspective of you, the viewer, talking to like your boyfriend or whatever.
Your
I watched the first
boyfriend,
episode with my
yeah.
roommate. I'm like, what am I watching right now? They're like 5-minute episodes, and there's like 12 of them, and every episode it's a different boyfriend, and that weirded me out. I forget what it was called though.
That's definitely. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. But it's like a sleeping boyfriend,
yeah,
like
no, it's like
Pillow
it's like the Pillow
Boyfriend or
Boy
something?
anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. See, okay, we know what we're talking about.
What have we become?
Yeah, that's definitely a weird genre. Like one of those weird things that come out. That's like, what? Who is watching this? Oh, and another weird one, Banana. Banana.
I want to
The
watch it.
Cats and Bananas, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a weird show, right? I don't know who that's targeting necessarily, but like, why? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I
I do.
sadly. Go ahead.
Bryn, you made a good point about targeting, right? Because yeah, certain shows are popular because they really target like shonen or like those people who like the yaoi, like whoever they are, and so like yeah, they target them, and then they make money because these people are like active, like buyers. They have a community where they're like, yeah, this is good, this is what we're watching, and this is what we're buying. However, again, it's pandering essentially. So then again, there's the threat of it becoming very cookie cutter, right? It's like, okay, well, this is what they want. This is what they wanted last season. So let's just like dress it up a bit and give it the same thing to them again this season. So whether it's the ecchi crowd, the yaoi crowd, is there a Yuri crowd? I don't even know. Like,
Yeah, there's a crowd for
Probably.
everything, man.
It's a genre. Yeah, it's out there.
I know it's a genre, but like I don't see that much of it. But yeah, so yeah, that also like even though those are like targeting specific markets, I feel like that too can become very repetitive, very kind of does just keep dishing out the same stuff because that's what works. Yeah, I don't know what's a unique or. By the way, I think who was it in the chat that mentioned? I think it was Jake Lewis who mentioned Cowboy Bebop clone, and then he listed a series. I haven't seen that one, but I wouldn't say it's a clone, but like a series that gave me a Cowboy Bebop feel was Gun Sword or Gun X Sword. I feel like a lot of people haven't seen that anime, but I actually watched it recently and I really enjoyed it. Like the main character kind of gives me like a Spike vibe, and in the end, I ended up enjoying the show. It's like there's some fan service, but it's tasteful, and like it's a cool like sci-fi. It's actually a mecha western. Actually, that's a good example of a mix because it takes place on like a planet that was a prison planet created by like Earthlings, but then it was abandoned, and then so they live in like a Wild West type world, but with mechas. So yeah,
kind of like Trigun really cool. Without mechas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Trigun would be like a more like, Western,
Western sci-fi.
Western, but become sci-fi later. Like you realize later it's sci-fi, right?
True.
Whereas this is like right off the bat. But yeah, it was very enjoyable. I mean, yeah, I like Trigun as well.
Yeah, Trigun has a similar feel, I guess, to like Cowboy Bebop-ish. More Black Lagoon, I would say. Both shows I would want more of if I had the Gias power.
Yeah, my problem is with Trigun is just like he takes Vash the Stampede. He's a cool character, but he takes this whole I'm not gonna kill anyone and I'm gonna be really nice too far kind of thing. Yeah. He's like a Goku, right, in that sense, and it kind of gets childish in certain times. Like you kind of feel like, okay, man, well, this guy, if you don't kill him, he's gonna kill like a bunch of other people. Like you gotta kill him. You gotta kill him, man.
When you watch a series where the protagonist has these morals that like he won't break no matter what, and you're just like, you're so stupid. Like, I guess what's his name, Emiya or Shiro Emiya from Fate Zero. I don't know if you guys like the Fate franchise. Like he has like morals, and like if you could save someone, he wants to save everyone, even at the cost of his life. When sometimes it's like ridiculous, like you're gonna die.
Yeah,
you're gonna die.
And that kind of stuff kind of gets to me because it's like, okay, you can portray that conflict in like 1 or 2 episodes, like, okay, he's conflicted, but then move on. But like I don't like how some of these anime, they just like this conflict keeps coming up. So like Shinji in Evangelion, like he keeps having the same conflict over and over. Like your father doesn't love you, Shinji. It happens, man.
It happens. Your dad just doesn't like you. Oh man.
Yeah, he's a like, you should take comfort, Shinji, in the fact that your dad is a genuinely awful human being. So maybe it's a good thing he doesn't like you. Like, move on, buddy. Move on. Any other interesting genres, weird genres, unique genres that you like in anime? Maybe some genres that you think are underrated?
Historical. I feel like
I was just gonna say that.
We don't see enough historical anime.
Yeah, there needs to be more historical because it's a different world. Like it's just a different period of time depending on what period of time they choose to do it. So there's so many options, and just exploring the world itself of whatever historical time setting they choose, it's really good. Like they need to make more of those.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying Drifters?
I like it.
You watch? I think I remember you saying you were watching it.
Yeah, I'm watching it. It's pretty bloody. Lots of chopping heads chopped off and stuff. But no, I think it's good. I think it's cool how they use different people of different eras and bring them together. A lot of the time, I'm like, I don't really know who this person is, like their historical significance of like what they did actually in real life. But I like them.
That's pretty cool because like I find that cool as well because like I'll actually like go and research the person. I'm like, oh, who's this person? I did that in Fate Zero a lot. Like I learned all about Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Fate series is interesting because they include historical figures, but they're highly fictionalized.
Yeah, like that's just an example of someone I researched, but yeah, it's very mythology based and stuff. But it's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And like I would definitely agree with the historical genre. Like Samurai Champloo was very cool. It was like historical, and it was quite, I think, accurate historically, except they had hip hop music. So
Yeah.
they introduced like hip hop music and hip hop culture kind of to the anime, to the feel of the anime, but it was still a historical anime of the Edo period. So I thought that was very like interesting. Like it's modern and it's historical at the same time. But definitely I feel like historical anime are underrated. I feel Mushishi was a good anime that's kind of clearly taking place in like an older time, maybe 1800s or something. It doesn't really talk about specific historical events, but it talks about the folklore, the beliefs, kind of of the villagers and mountain villages, seaside villages, things like that. So I feel like it's definitely based on like Japanese mythology and things like that. And I really liked Mushishi a lot, even though there isn't, you know, much modernity there at all. But I thought it definitely works, and I do definitely want to see more of those that are well made.
I agree, and Mushishi is a good example of like I guess a mix because like it brings in a lot of supernatural elements as well, right?
Yeah, so it brings in paranormal elements, but like I feel like a lot of it is just kind of like the superstition and beliefs that people had many years ago. It's kind of making that into a story.
And
so
they bring that into like a reality into the story. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's almost like these superstitions that people cause, like things, bad luck, all that kind of stuff. It comes from the mushi, right? These creatures that exist in the anime that need to be kind of dealt with. They're just like natural beings. They're not evil or good. They just happen to someone. Sometimes they congregate. They're different. They congregate in one place too much. Then stuff starts happening, and then Ginko, the Mushishi, has to go and solve that. So yeah, I think it was a really well done anime, just like a masterpiece of an anime.
Oh, it was great. It really was.
So what genre would you like to see that you think might be underrated currently, other than historical anime, get more attention in the future? From studios to get more funding, to get more cool animes in that genre. And I haven't thought about this either, so I'm gonna have to be thinking about it now.
The first one that comes to mind is maybe thrillers or more like psychological. But I mean, there have been some that have come out but have not been good.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think generally speaking, people like those kind of things, but it just, there are so many bad ones out there or that aren't very thrilling and aren't very exciting. So I would like to see more good ones.
Yeah, I thought the last one that I can think of that was really good, like obviously there's Monster and older ones, but the last one that I really liked was Psycho-Pass. Like I thought that was very much a psychological thriller and sci-fi at the same time.
Yeah. What about horror anime? What are your guys' thoughts on that?
I don't really watch horror anime. I guess some classify like Tokyo Ghoul as horror, some classify Mushishi even as horror, but I don't really feel like they're horror, and I don't watch an anime that I would consider horror. Like, what is Black Butler horror? Like, I don't know.
I can't. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just gonna say I can't really do horror. Like, I can't. But I did enjoy Another. Another was pretty good.
Yeah, I need to watch.
I mean, the show Another.
Yeah, I had someone recommended that to me like this week.
Okay, just making sure.
Manso Takeda says that there's not that many horror anime, and I think that's because horror is different in Japan than here, right? Like here, horror is often like designed. Basically, it's just to like, it's like when you go to a haunted house. Like, think about what they do. They put you in a dark place, and then they use sudden sounds and like lights to scare you. So what they're trying to do is elicit that kind of like fear factor, like like that's what they're trying to do. Whereas with with Japanese horror, it's more psychological, so it's more of a thriller anyway, right? Like for Japanese horror, it's really thriller. Like it's not, we're not trying to scare you like like, oh no. We're trying to be like, make you think about, oh man, that's crazy, like these people are messed up, or oh man, like this superstition could actually be true, or something like that. It's more of a thinking horror than like a gory, shock you kind of that type of horror. At least in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have.
No, I completely agree. That's why I brought it up actually, because Bryn mentioned like thrillers, and she wants like more out of that like genre, and that's something I want more out of the horror genre.
Mhm. Yeah, I actually, is there a genre that you haven't tried yet, or like really given enough?
Tried.
Haven't
Given
tried
enough-
Yaoi yet. Haven't tried Yuri yet.
I disagree. I think you're the Yaoi king. So.
So
I mean, despite popular
it's just a
beliefs,
lie.
I'm
Yeah.
Despite extremely popular belief.
apparently really popular.
Worldwide popular beliefs.
Widely accepted canon belief.
The absolute truth at this point.
It's canon now. It's a thing. Oh man.
Hey, it's
How about like vampire shows? Yeah, anyone of you watch vampire shows? Because that's a genre. There's Japanese people love vampires and stuff. I don't
true,
know.
but Twilight kind of ruined vampires for me.
Yeah.
It's true.
I like Trinity
Hellsing
Blood.
was sick, though.
Trinity Blood was good. But
By the way,
other
I
than
also
that-
watched Vampire Diaries for a while, but just like ironically with my brother, like we would watch the show and just
Yeah. Ironically.
yeah, I watched
Ooh.
I watched the first 95 episodes ironically.
Yeah.
Team Damon. Team Damon. Moving on. No, but yeah, I feel like I have seen a lot of vampire related anime, but I haven't really been watching that many just because yeah, like kind of like it's been like last few years, maybe like not so many last few years, but in the late 2010s, it was so much oversaturation with vampires over here in the West that it kind of like I got sick of it.
Yeah.
One genre that I haven't really been watching is sports anime. I haven't watched sports anime in a while, and I hear good things, but I don't feel motivated to watch them. But like my brother, he likes sports anime. He always tells me they're really good, they're motivational. So I feel like I have to give more of a chance to sports anime.
Yeah, same thing for me. Like I took a long time to start watching sports anime, but I love it now.
Yeah, you gotta find, I suggest, a personal suggestion, find a sport that you actually genuinely like before just picking one. Like, obviously, if you've played that sport, it's going to be more interesting. For like basketball, like Kuroko basket, like that's a good one because you know kind of how it works and like how the sport's supposed to be. So start there and then work your way other to the good ones, because there's a lot of really good sports animes out there.
Yeah, I appreciate your advice, Bryn. And my brother likes basketball, so he is watching Kuroko right now. However, the fact is that I'm literally going to start watching Keijo soon, so that will.
Good luck.
Oh, what a great, thrilling sports anime.
You can relate to that one, right?
I can
Yeah.
honestly say that I've never played the sport.
I did
What?
once.
I'm surprised.
I've never played it, but I am a fan, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I have to do it because I watched Cyanide Blizzard, like he was here last week, and I watched his review, and he got me actually thinking like, this is so crazy, it just might work. Like, you know, when something is like seems so just like High School of the Dead, right? It's like this
Yeah.
is so crazy that it actually works.
Yes, well, get back to us on how lovely of an anime it was. I'll just take your word for it.
No, okay, so then you're gonna Yuri-on-Ice my Keijo. That's what's happening here.
And I mean, it's not. I've seen 2 episodes of it, and it's not a good anime. But if you want to laugh at something, watch Kaijo because it's a
Right.
good laugh.
Mm.
Yeah, it was a little bit like I felt like they were taking it really like when I went into it, I thought it was like
That's
a
so
very
funny
fun, but like it was like so serious. I
Exactly.
dropped it 2 after like 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Other good sports anime terms: Haikyuu, Hajime no Ippo.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I haven't seen it, but I've heard a lot of good things. And
A lot of good
Boxing.
things.
yeah, like I have to watch them, but I've heard a million good things. I actually like volleyball, and I don't really care for boxing, but I heard Hajime no Ippo is just so inspirational that I just gotta like, because my brother's watched all of it, and he gets all like he wants to box me like randomly. He gets
Yeah.
he's so annoying. While he was watching, he was like, hey, come on. I'm attacking and defending you at the same time. And I'm just like, oh God, I just want to smack you. And then I do, and then we get into it.
He pulled some Dempsey roll on you, or
Yes, Dempsey roll. That's the name.
Yeah.
He does it all the time. You know what? What will happen, Briggs, when you and my brother meet and then you both try to Dempsey roll each other? Like, what will happen?
ooh,
The world's gonna implode.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
Yeah.
a bad time.
there's gotta be like some kind of like Schrodinger's cat thing happening. So, any other genres anyone else needs to get into? I need to get into sports anime. What else do we have? Who else said they need to get into a genre?
I mean, I need to get into sports anime because I just don't watch it, but I don't really do sports. So I mean, if I have to watch all the anime ever, then I do have to get into sports anime. So
Yeah, we do have to watch all anime ever. Not all good anime, right?
no,
Like
all
you-
of it. We're watching literally all the anime.
Everyone.
Every single
'cause,
anime
like-
that's ever existed.
Me and Briggs were just talking today actually about there's certain people who want to watch every new anime so they can review it and that kind of stuff, like YouTubers or whatever. But like I can't do that. I can't watch every new anime even though I know they suck just because they're new or popular. Or I think they might be popular. Like I can't do it. Like if you enjoy the anime and you like the concept and then you watch it and then you enjoy it, then by all means. But if you're just like I'm gonna do this as a job, like YouTube reviewing anime as a job, and I'm just gonna review every anime possible so that I can get as much audience as possible, even if I hate it and I'm like reviewing it, but I don't want to offend anyone. So I'm like, oh yeah, this was amazing anime. And a lot of interesting characters.
I
Very,
Animac loved Yuri on Ice so much.
So much.
Which I mean,
it
I'm
would be
sure it's
funny if
good.
you're like saying the anime names wrong. It's like yeah, I love the Yuri's on Ice.
the Yuris.
I thought those two Russian girls were very brave.
Don't even watch it. Just go based on what it's called.
Yeah, just like
I like
Oh,
Fate
yeah.
Zero and how there was absolutely no fate. It was great. Zero
Yeah.
fate was had.
I'd watch
Fantastic.
that review. That'd be jokes.
Forgotten Queen of Uchiha says the Fate series are amazing. We had a couple people talk about the Fate series. Yeah, definitely a good series. Definitely an interesting series. And yeah, I've seen quite a bit of it. Like, yeah, there is some parts where like I feel like the character stuff is like they keep coming back to the whole conflict of, oh, I want to save everyone even if it's impossible. It's like what you're saying makes no sense. Like, be like Lelouch at least a little bit, man.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I definitely enjoyed the series and the characters, and like Alexander the Great was awesome in Fate Zero. I love the fact that they bring in these historical figures and then make them interesting, fictionalized. I love guessing when you don't know yet who the certain people are, like who the hero is, and then you're like, who is this? Who is this? Like for the in Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, the magician girl, her name was like Medea or something, and I didn't know who it was, so I had to look it up, and she was like a Greek goddess, like a mythological Greek hero thing. So I thought that was interesting. It's like, wow, I learned something new. Like she was like the girlfriend of Jason or something. I don't know exactly now, but yeah, I thought that was very cool.
So interesting. I guess that's why I like doing like facts videos and stuff. Like I find like little details that like I didn't know already, like so cool. Like I did a lot of like reading when I watched Fate Zero, just like to learn about these people. Like Gilgamesh and Alexander the Great are like two of my favorite characters in that series. Ryder and I don't even know, Archer, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, true. Both awesome characters. Like them both, and I like Arturia too. I think that was very interesting how they made King Arthur a woman.
Yeah, that's a good
Spoiler
twist.
alert, guys. No. You learned that in like the first episode, but no, yeah, it was cool because and then she also has like her own baggage because she tried to also like save her people, but then things happened, and yeah, very. And I like the twist. I saw it coming, but the twist in Unlimited Blade Works, I saw it coming, so I was like super hyped, and my brother didn't. So and I told him, and then it ended up happening. I was like, yes, I told you. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I'm not gonna get into it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it was cool.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. That took me way too long to figure out. My bad. It's like so huge, like a huge part of that show. I did not realize what you were talking about.
Someone asked, is there a general release date for the new Code Geass? I think someone said at the end of next year that they were aiming for that. However, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to try to get all the facts I can in the next few weeks about the new Code Geass sequel, the movies that are coming out, the abridged movies and that kind of stuff, and then probably put out a video on that, kind of catching us up with all the facts. Because the thing is, it's hard to know all the facts because, first of all, they change. Second of all, people spread rumors that are not actually true. And third of all, the translation issue. So then you have to get people to translate it from the Japanese, and often that's very unreliable. So yeah, so I'll be looking into that.
Fan subs are a scary place.
Yeah. The names of some of the the names of some of the subbing people, the fan subs, those make me laugh for days.
What's it called? But like you said, like false information, it could happen so easily with like translations. Like yesterday, so Kenichi the My Disciple is my favorite anime, and the creator actually follows me on Twitter, which is blessed. And he tweeted something, and I have to translate his tweets because they're all in Japanese. And so I translate them, and it was something about like new episodes. I'm like, what new episodes? But like it was just like he was just talking about like his DVD set or something. Or like I don't even know what it was, but all I saw was new episodes. That's the only thing that translated nicely, and I was just getting hyped for no reason.
By the way, everybody, on Saturday at 12 p.m., so noon Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be doing a special live stream on Code Geass theories. So theories are all about Code Geass here at Anime Uproar. So come join us, and then what we're gonna do is Briggs is gonna be there. Bryn, by the way, if you've seen Code Geass, right? You've seen everything.
No.
No.
I thought you did.
No, I have not.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I haven't.
Okay, never mind. I thought you did, but Rose didn't finish it or something. But all right. So what we're gonna be doing is we're going to have a live chat talking about all the different theories about Code Geass, season 3 and so on, and then I'm going to take notes and find the best theories that we come up with. I'm going to make a video of like the best theories about Code Geass, season 3 and the rest of Code Geass. So definitely be there if you can make it on Saturday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. This same warrior time, same warrior channel, as they say. But yeah, so that's going to be fun. Did you guys want to talk about anything else, any other genre-related stuff, or should we get ready to wrap it up?
Amelia versus Rem. Let's go.
Fight.
I'm just gonna wait for the video. I'm gonna expose the truth. Expose it all day if you want to be with me. Maybe we'll collab on it or something. And after that, it's just gonna be it. It's gonna get more dislikes than the Ghostbusters trailer, remake trailer. However, it's gonna be worth it. And Mac, I'm gonna need your Leafy impersonation skills, if you will lend them to me. I would like to do a Leafy impersonation intro. We'll be in touch.
Sounds good. Hit me up.
I need to hear this. Like maybe not now. I don't know if you. Oh, I will. Okay.
And by the way, we're next Rant Cafe next week is going to be about kind of looking at the best and worst of 2016 when it comes to anime, and also looking a bit ahead at the next seasons and upcoming stuff. Lou Talks Anime is going to be joining us for the first time. He's going to be our new guest next Rant Cafe, so don't miss that. And all of you guys are invited back as well. I don't know if everybody can make it, but let me know if you can. And hopefully Rose can come back as well, because we haven't had her on forever because she's been busy with non-anime stuff. Like what?
What has your life become? Non-anime stuff?
No, non-anime.
Yeah, it's like that Muggle stuff, you know.
Muggle stuff.
What is this? Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we can start wrapping it up now. Thanks everybody for coming, everyone in the chat. We had a great time, another great chat again. It's hard to even keep up with all the messages coming in and out, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. We want all you guys to be participating and driving the discussion and helping us out. Let's do the whole what we are and what we do kind of thing again. Let's start with Bryn, ladies first.
I am a human. That is what I am. What I do. No,
I am a human.
I am human.
I am one of you.
I am woman. Hear me roar.
And then like robot noises start coming out of like somewhere, and you're just like, I am human.
Yeah. Yes, that is me, human. But I am Bryn from Bryn's Fandoms, and I do anime discussions and spoiler-free discussions and spoiler-filled ones, depending on the day. But I'm here on the YouTube, and the Twitter is mostly where I am. And it's all at Bryn's Fandoms. So if you want to follow along and subscribe, that's where you can find me. So,
yeah, and by the way, the links to all of the channels, Bryn, Mac, and all the anime are in the description if you want to check them out, of course. They're awesome people, and we have an awesome community here at Rant Café. I feel like we're really building a great community. I love it. I love every day, every week spending time with you guys, my YouTube buddies,
love being here. Love being
everyone in the chat. Like, such a pleasure. Briggs, let's go to you. Who you are? What do you do?
I am Briggs from All Day Anime. I make like top fact videos, like fun facts, things you wouldn't already know about certain characters and series. Like I said in the stream, like I don't know, I'm very interested in knowing details about stuff. Like I'll go on like full-on research rants that like learn about Gilgamesh from Fate Zero and stuff like that. I've been recently implementing like some face cam because I want people to like kind of get to know me. So I did like a quiz for my last video. So yeah, that's kind of what I do. I also have a Twitter. That's where you could find me as well.
Yeah, all day. Find him on Twitter. Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's showing his pretty face now.
Aw. Pull a Bryn with the hands.
Actually, y'all have facial hair, but me, I feel left out. So
You gotta join in on that.
or something. Yeah. It's a little one.
Yeah, I feel like my facial hair is very kawaii.
I'm
Yeah.
not on max level and Animax level. I feel like I grew it because I felt like, oh, they both have it. I have to have it for the stream.
Like, oh, I gotta like fit in.
Is it weird if a guy with a beard is like, yeah?
Oh,
Gotta
man.
love
That'll be
anime. And
Okay.
the Mac man. Tell us about yourself, who you are, and what you do.
Well, let me tell you a thing. I'm Mac. I'm on the YouTubes as Macklenot. I'm mostly on Twitch. I guess I do a lot of like skit stuff and a lot of just kind of whatever I feel like, but it's mostly skit stuff. And there's no content until the new year on my YouTube channel, but Twitch is a thing, so you can find me there and we can hang out and do the stuff and the things and yeah.
What about the Q&A?
Oh no, okay, that's a thing. That's not content, but it's no, that's coming, and then that's it until the new year.
Sounds good. And yes, filler content is still content, Mac. Like,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Definitely right.
But yeah,
If we've
definitely.
learned anything from anime, filler content is still content.
Yeah. You can find Mac on Twitch. He Twitch streams several times a week. He's really entertaining. He's really awesome. And yeah, once again, I just want to thank everybody for coming to these chats regularly now. This is our 5th episode already. And in every chat, we've had so many people talking and raising all these awesome issues. We've never had a situation where like no one's talking in the chat, where we're on our own, which is amazing. We're building a really cool community here. I love it. I love it every week. I look forward to it. I appreciate everybody who comes. Whenever you can make it, we love to have you. Thank you, my awesome YouTube friends, for being our special guests. It means a lot to me. Definitely check out these guys. They're awesome. And yeah, we can call it a day again. Thank you, everybody. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang!